no job to do. He had got the train. He said, look, I don't have, he has been applying for job. And this message I'm saying is that our youth should keep their eyes away from looking to government to look for job. Because my pastor used to say in those days, when you go to government, government will grade you, then level you, and begin to step over you. Don't let that happen. As green entrepreneurs, what a man makes as a salary, 60,000, a taxi driver can make it in a week. And that's the opportunity there. Our youth, you have the zeal, you have the passion, you have the innovation. Don't you? Answer me. You will not fail the nation. Follow the example of Her Excellency, of what she has done. She deserves another round of applause. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Fodeke. I'm sure, Mr. Adeleke, you must have heard about the need to empower the youths. But maybe in your own precision, you need to be specific. You come out with some specific on how the youth can be empowered. The response most times is that, look, we don't have any fund to start up the business. Even if you want me to go and recycle, if I, for example, sort out the green bottle, sort out the waste bottle, the waste paper, how do I go about it? So you want to know, just come to the podium, please.
Yes. I just wanted to add to the fact that part of my recommendation is that this year, with Her Excellency the Minister of Environment here and the First Lady, we pioneer a national summit of unlocking the potential of our youth for green economy. I know it is doable because we are talking about public-private participation here. It is not going to cost government in doing this. And such unlocking those potentials will be brought out because how to start this sort of, the way to really start is very, very important. There are some projects that does not need too much money. We have trained some youth how to write what is called a lot of opportunity to meet the grant-making institutions. Some of this, they were given in the U.S. Embassy, they were given some small starter fund. Today, they are already become reliable. They have been taught how to write proposals to the grant-making institution. I have a list of those institutions with me. That is why, with the leadership of the Ministry of Environment there, we're going to bring together some of these development partners. When you have the Green Climate Fund is there, the sources of funding are all available, and we'll be able to domesticate them and bring them to specific areas.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Of all the thing there.
Thank you very much. Let's have Mr. Adeleke now.
Thank you very much, the moderator. Your Excellencies, our royal fathers, Chief Fodeke has already spoken about the issue of policy and the powers, but I want to talk about the practical issues. I want us to know that the youth of today have the challenge of looking at the future more than some of us who are already reaching the middle age. And the challenge is this: the resources are depleting so fast. So you need to be more smarter than we were, because the issue of resource mining is no more possible in our environment. And as from today, or as from yesterday, the energy or the resources or the cost of getting, for instance, wood from the forest is not as cheap as it used to be. Because of that, you need to be smarter in your thoughts. You need to be more innovative. You need to look at enterprise and to look at what is acceptable. I will give examples. Just 3 examples from Nigeria on reasons why the youth need to be more innovative. I happen to be a consultant for a group called NEPCON. NEPCON looks at charcoal. They are looking at compliance systems for charcoal marketing in Europe, at least in Eastern Europe specifically. And what I was to do is to look at what constitutes a good charcoal purchase from Nigeria. If you want to buy charcoal from Nigeria, what are the legal things to do? What will it cost you? How can you package your charcoal in such a way that it will be acceptable to consumers in the markets there, at the supermarkets? Because what was happening until I was given the job was that Nigerian charcoal are being mixed with some other countries' charcoal for it to be purchased, because there were issues of sustainable forestry. Nobody wanted to buy any charcoal labeled from Nigeria. So those who are able to get their charcoal to Belgium, to Netherlands, they get it to the buyers are not packaging it as Nigerian charcoal because customers were not purchasing them. That's an example of what can happen to a country that does not look at the issues regarding compliance and standards. The meaning of it is that the youth here, if you want to do business, you need to look at what will make you to be on top. Right now, Nigeria, through the support of the agencies, NESREA, some of the state governments, are looking at the conditions, painting the condition clear so that the people who are the buyers there will be able to purchase our products. And Nigerian charcoal will not be mixed with charcoal from South Africa or Ghana anymore for it to be purchased. The other example I will mention is honey. Every day, tons of honey are being purchased everywhere in the world. All of us know what honey means, and that honey is not produced in a synthetic factory. Honey is produced in the factory of the forest. Without trees and forest, how will you get honey? Because honey are produced by insects. The insects are bees. And Nigeria is not among the list of countries that are in the top 20 countries that produces honey. In Africa, Kenya produces more than any other country. We have opportunities to be able to enable our youth to know that nature provides them with opportunity to create wealth. Nature is not something you run away from. You live within nature, you get money from it, and you convert it positively. Honey is needed anywhere in industries, but how many people, how many of our youth are interested in going into simple technology of wearing what it constitutes for you to be able to put your hives and get your honey? Those are simple things. There are nuts and different species of seeds that are in our forest. Just single nut from Brazil. Brazil nut constituted millions of US dollars because it's purchased and eaten so simply. Our own bush mango is getting to everywhere in the world now because it's been rebranded. So it is the issue of adding value to what we have. But without losing all these resources from the source, how are you going to get them when the forests are destroyed? I worked in Cross River State for 5 years for a USAID project, and I cried and wept the day I went to the forest in Boki local government somewhere in Cross River State. What did I see? There were about 17 trees of bush mango. The following day, 3 days, I've noticed these bush mango trees and I've counted them as where I wanted to take my records because they were all producing very well. Because somebody who was very greedy saw these bush mango trees as the ones that were the highly produced ones. He cut down 10 of them and took away all the seeds. And there are all the fruits, sorry. There are possibilities for these same bush mango trees to continue producing the same set of fruits the subsequent years. But that is how far we've gone in terms of greed, in terms of utilizing our resources in a way that is not too good. I can tell you that in Nigeria today, Ogun State is one of the forest producing states. We're lucky to have Omo Forest Reserve here. I can tell you I also participated in working in that forest. My senior colleagues here can bear me witness. Every year, 2011, I was involved in Omo Forest Reserve conservation because I was in the Nigerian Conservation Foundation. NCF is very passionate about what is happening to our wildlife. We are still losing our elephants. But I need to thank His Excellency because 2 years ago something happened. His Excellency, I didn't know how it happened, and a group of people went to Omo again and killed an elephant and a calf. But the Ministry of Forestry in Ogun State did very well to ensure that those who killed the last 2 elephants in Omo Forest were taken to book. And that was a good thing because people doesn't want to, if people are not punished or are not asked questions about what they did, then others will want to do it. Forest elephants in Nigeria are just about 1,000 now. So Ogun is lucky to still have forest elephants. So that in the next few years, even if we want to talk about tourism, the closest place anybody can go to see forest elephants in Nigeria today, after landing at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, is in Ogun State and is in Omo Forest Reserve.
Thank you
Please
very much.
preserve it. Thank
you very much. Now, Dr. Jubino, We have conflicts already, particularly that of the earthmen, no more grazing land in the north. How do we solve